So let's go ahead and add in our main character now, and that's going to be this robot that you'll find in Images, Main, Robot.png. I'll open it up in brackets here so we have a closer look at it. Let me zoom in a bit, and you can see that there's an idle animation. It's a little hard to tell because idle is it doesn't change much. There's a run animation and a jump animation. And since this is a landscape game, I'm going to change the 480 there to 640 and the 640 to 480. I'm flipping the values, so it'll change it from portrait to landscape. Now let's add in the sprite sheet. And I'm sure you remember how to do this, but I'll go ahead and show you so you can at least get the dimensions. Game load sprite sheet, and we'll call it robot. And the path is images, main, robot.png. And it is 80 wide by 111 tall. And I think there are 28 frames. Now let's add in the robot. This robot equals game add dot sprite. And it doesn't really matter where we put him right now. Just put him at 150, 150, and use the key robot. Now let's have a look at that. It should have changed our dimensions from portrait to landscape and added a robot in the middle of the screen there. Yep, great. Now let's add in the animations. So we'll start with the idle, this robot animations dot add, and then we start with the key name, which is idle. And then we have to individually put in the frames that we want. So 0, 1, all the way up to 9. And we put the number of seconds, frames per second, at 12. That'll be fine. And we want it to loop, so we push true. Now let's add the jump. I'm sorry, rather the walk. The walk is the next in the sequence. So let's add walk. And let's see, we go all the way up to 17. And we want that to loop too. It would look pretty funny if we didn't have the walk loop. And now the jump. And that's from 18 to 25, and we do not want the jump to loop. So let's set his animation. We'll test it out. We'll test out the idle first. Have a look at that. It's subtle, but it's cool. Refresh. There, just kind of waiting. Let's test out the walk. That's nice. And the jump. Good. Time to add some physics.